So we're gonna talk about the cursed child, and I can't even like keep a straight face from the start right now. Okay, so a little backstory on this play. Um, I got the spoilers early, like when the people went to see the first showing or whatever, and everybody was talking about it. Well, not everyone. There were like three people. Anyway, I got all of the dirt from them, and I was like, "You're lying. This is not real. You're joking right now." But then more and more people started coming forward with like the same things. So I'm sitting here and I'm just like, mm, they must have, well, like, somebody told them to say this. Like, someone put this out there so that, like, it would stay a secret what the play was really about. And we would all just be like, oh, this is so stupid. There's no way this is the play. And then when we see the play, we're, like, all surprised. And, you know, that is not what happened at all. So, the book came out, and I was waiting for somebody to tell me it's a joke. Go get the book. It's great. It's not a joke. Like that. This is really the place. So I refused to read it. I was like, "There's no way I'm getting this. There's no way I can condone this. Like I can't put my money to back this. This is insanity." Um. But then I saw this one spoiler that I had not seen before. And it was it was this scene where Albus and Scorpius are on the top of the Hogwarts Express trying to get off of it. And the trolley witch just shows up on top and is like pushing her little cart, and she's like, "Anything from the trolley, dears?" And like she's on top of the train. Anyway, so they're like, "What the heck?" Whatever. Long story short, she's like 200 years old. She's been working on the Hogwarts Express the entire time it's been in existence. And she just randomly turns her hands into spikes and then throws pumpkin pasties at them that are grenades. And this isn't even like some alternate timeline or joke. This legitimately happened. So I read this excerpt. I think it was on BuzzFeed. It was somewhere. And I was like, no, this is not a real thing. Anyway, so I read that and I was just like, how do all of these things add up? Like, I've been hearing all of this horrible, horrible, terrible fanficky BS, right? But nobody has actually took the time to explain how it all fits together, like, into a cohesive story. And I'm thinking, well, maybe they're not explaining how that happens because it doesn't fit into a cohesive story and nothing is explained and it's just all really random stupid crap. But what if it is a cohesive story and it does fit together and I have to know? Like, I have to know. So, the Trolley Witch made me buy the stupid book, so I bought the book. And now I'm going to read the book. And I'm going to review the book as I read it because I don't know, I have like a need. I need to. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I legitimately don't know how this happened. If you don't know anything about this, you're in for like a crazy, crazy trip. Like acid trip. Like you did every drug on the planet all at one time trip. Because it's insane. And goes against so much canon that it makes me mad because, I mean, I'm a canon snob. I like canon to just fit, and it does not. So, there's going to be spoilers in here. And it's probably not going to be very positive. I might have like some positive aspects, maybe, depends. I don't really know. But I know for a fact that if all of these things are real, it's gonna be ridiculous. Yeah, so I guess let's get this party started. I can't believe I'm gonna read this book. I can't believe I spent money on this book. I can't. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay. We're doing it. It's happening. To Jack Thorne, who entered my world and did beautiful things there. J.K. Rowling. We'll see. We'll see, J.K. We'll see. Scene 1 is basically just the epilogue, except it doesn't happen on the platform because it's a play and they want them to travel there, I guess. So, scene 2 is on the platform, and they cut the line about Teddy and Victoire because they don't want to give us what we want. So, it literally just is the exact same, except there's like this scene with Ron and Lily where Ron does a really lame nose trick, and the line is literally, it's lame. They enjoy its lameness. So here's my problem with this epilogue, or this scene 2, whatever. It's basically the same. They changed a little bit. That's fine. I'm not gonna complain about it. But it still has Albus Severus being afraid of Slytherin. Like, he's still talking about it. In the book, he's like terrified. He is legitimately terrified to be in Slytherin. And Harry has the conversation about, oh, well, the hat will take into consideration what you want. So there is no way that this kid would end up in Slytherin. There's no way. A kid that terrified of Slytherin would not end up in Slytherin. It makes no sense. Albus ends up there somehow. Even though, right here, he's like, Dad, what if I'm in Slytherin? Oh my god. And then Harry is literally like, oh, if it matters to you, the Sorting Hat, will take your feelings into account. Really? Albus says. It did for me. This is something he's never said before. Like, so they have this conversation about how the Sorting Hat will take into consideration what you want twice, in the epilogue and in the beginning of this play. And yet somehow it doesn't take into consideration what Albus wants, even though we have reiterated it twice now that it will, and that this kid is afraid of Slytherin. He still ends up in Slytherin? And honestly, like, from what I know of the play, he doesn't even fit in Slytherin. Him or Scorpius, who's a giant, puffy nerd. Like, it's so great. I love Scorpius. But how did they end up? What traits do they have that make them Slytherin? Other than Scorpius is a Malfoy. I don't know what Albus has ambition to ruin his dad's life. That's basically his ambition. I don't know. It's just dumb. And I feel like they're just making them Slytherin because it's edgy and cool, and they're trying to like reclaim the house or whatever because it was done so horribly in the books. Like, I get it, trying to want to make it better, but it just doesn't make any sense. Why? Why would you tell us twice? Oh, it'll take into consideration what you want. It did for me. It'll do the same for you, Albus. Don't be afraid. So this terrified 11-year-old goes into the sorting, sits down, and the hat's like, Slytherin. And he's like, that's cool. Nah. So, I took my book back. And got my money back. I didn't get as far as I thought I would before. I was just like, no. There's no way I can justify spending $30 on this crap. So I took it back in lieu of borrowing my friends. I got my money back, and my friend bought it as a ebook. So I'm just gonna read hers and write my notes and do it that way, because I couldn't handle it. I could not handle. There's no sorting scene, and that bugged me. It's like a time jump. That's like a time jump. It's just, it's just not good. Anyways, literally, the Sorting Hat sits on Scorpius' head and is like, Slytherin. And then it sits on Albus's, and it takes like a moment longer, but you don't get to hear like the conversation between them at all. It's just literally like, it takes a few more moments, and then yells out Slytherin, and Albus is just like, okay. And then Rose. Rose is the number one reason that I legitimately did not even want to keep reading, because she is a brat. And I do not understand how two awesome people like Ron and Hermione raised this demon child. She is so pretentious. She is so condescending. She thinks she is the best of the... Like, she got all of Ron and Hermione's worst traits. Ron and Hermione are great because they have flaws, but they have good, good things too. I hate seeing the reflection of these. But Rose is not. She is literally like, I'm a Rose Granger Weasley. I'm so much better than you. Oh my god. And she like is telling Albus how they have to choose who they want to be friends with because they're Granger Weasley and a Potter and they're so great. And I'm like, first off, James Sirius has been in school already for like a year or two. So I'm pretty sure no one is like impressed with the second Potter. Why would anybody be like, oh, it's Albus Potter? Like, they already have James. It makes no sense to me. They would have been like desensitized because James already exists. But whatever. Okay, so Rose is the first Granger Weasley. Sure, if you want to go that route. But whatever. So she's literally just like, ugh, it's a Malfoy. We can't be friends with a Malfoy. I'm like, Rose, stop. Stop. Scorpius was really cool. Scorpius was my favorite. He was just like, hey, want some snacks? He's so cute. But yeah. It was basically the scene where Harry's friends with Ron and Draco pops up and is like, oh, you should be friends with me. It's the exact same scene, except Rose is Draco Malfoy, because Albus straight up dips. He's like, oh no, it's fine, I'm gonna stay here. And she's like, what? No. Like, it's a Malfoy, what are you doing? And I was just like, oh, well, bye. She's annoying. I don't know why anyone would like her. And I say that, but honestly, that was the most interaction that I read with her. So, there's that. Yeah, she sucks. And then there's like this flippy scene where it's going by their sorting and all this other crap, and he gets sorted into Slytherin and you hear nothing else about it, and Rose is like, no, Albus, this isn't how it's supposed to be. I'm like, what the heck, Rose? What? Rose Weasley, no. She should have been a Slytherin. There is a line literally in there where Ron, like, they're talking about her before they get on the train, and Hermione and Ron are like, oh yeah, she can't decide if she wants to be the best Quidditch player in her first year or her second year. She's already done this, she does this, blah blah blah, she's great, basically. And Ron says, I don't know where she gets her ambition from. And I'm like, okay, so why isn't she in Slytherin? Because that's where ambition goes. No, she's a Gryffindor because she's a Granger Weasley. Stupid. And it doesn't fit into your dumb plot. Anyway, so there's that, yeah. Now I'm done talking about it. So this is where I got to, and I'm gonna be finishing it, but hopefully, what me and my friend want to happen is we want to read it out loud and act out the characters ourselves and put the video up. So hopefully if we do that, I'll be able to talk more about the parts that I want to talk about while that's happening, because it'll be a few videos long. It's a monster book, and we're gonna be playing all the characters ourselves. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So I'm done now. I was gonna make like a series of videos about this book, but I just couldn't do it. I tried to be strong, but I'm a canon snob, and this book just took canon and it just pooped on it, and then it like rubbed it in a little bit, and then it took it out back and kicked the crap out of it and set on fire. It probably did some other things too that I can't think of, but basically it ruined everything. And don't even get me started on Cedric Diggory, my hero, my favorite, the purest boy in the world, and his character assassination. Okay, I'm ending this now. Bye.